Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Necrophages on Endless. I just wanted to pause and look at this. This is how I loaded in, and man, this game is so pretty. I love the little bugs flying around the steppe soil, the little butterflies. I never even noticed that there were butterflies in that illustration. And then we got the pixies. It says pixie blood deposit. What it means is there are pixies here, and then we wring the blood out of them. And we got our cool little crystal flowers, and even the blood crystals look beautiful. You know, it's a good day. It's a good kind of day. So, this is us. We just ate somebody, and now we're in a war with a numerically superior foe, but, you know, I think only numerically superior for the moment. Because we're actually pretty good at numbers. It's sort of our thing. So, let's just reacquaint ourselves with what's going on here real quick. First of all, this city has 7 real population, so we'll build this and then we'll finish the triangle. Remember, it takes 10 population to construct a triangle in a city that has no special districts. So, aim for getting to 10 relatively quickly. Okay. And I've discussed very briefly in the past the penalty that you pay for having too many units in an army. So let's talk real quick about this. Plus 287, you can see we're at minus 119 for military upkeep. If I separate these out, it goes to minus 63 for military upkeep. It really is quite a lot of dust. So we're going to march you into here and then just transfer you across. Alright. So, on our faction quest, we must conquer 3 new regions, and it counted the one that we just took, because the game is being real nice to us right now. What's this? Red is exhausted. They're suffering from some war weariness. But unfortunately, for them, not for us, it's only going to get worse. So this army is not completely irrelevant. Let us approach them carefully. Actually, hold on. You have Feeds on Bones. Let's talk a little bit about why I'm doing things the way I'm doing them, in case you're curious. When Feeds on Bones gets rallying call, we'll try to have him lead every battle, because the other armies will be able to file in so much faster. For right now, it doesn't really matter who leads. We really just want to get proliferators out on the board as quickly as possible, so we're going to have Sitli initiate battle. Oh no, wait, I don't have action points. Right, I just earlier this turn conquered a city. Alright, well, we can't necessarily make him fight us then. Everybody's action points are gone. I guess we'll just wait. Once Feeds on Bones has his reinforcement flag skill, we probably actually want to rebalance our army a little bit so that he has the proliferators, because we probably want them on the table immediately. I keep saying on the table because I'm a wargame nerd. So if they retreat, I'm going to be annoyed, but if they don't retreat, I really do want to bring the entire force to bear on them. Okay, good. Here's hoping that they bring in that second army as reinforcements, because that would be great for us. To be perfectly honest, I maybe didn't need to manual this. Well, yeah, let's do it. I'm actually pretty happy with our placement. Let's move you over here, and then I'm good. Alright, so remember, the only thing that we really need to be doing here is we need to be making sure that the proliferators are attacking different targets. Want to make sure he moves there. Just leave us the maximum amount of open space in which to maneuver. Do you have you have 3 moves, so I can tell you to move here and be sure that you'll do it. It's always a little tricky when there's forests involved, because units with 2 move will not necessarily move will not be able to move through spaces that have allies in them if those spaces are forested. Okay, so we got a couple of parasites going. All we have to do, it's crazy to think this, but really, all we have to do is lose fewer than like 6 units per battle in order for our unit numbers to actually trend up as we fight. And if we can get a maximum value out of our proliferators, we actually could get up to 12 new units. Now granted, Battleborn are not as good as like properly armed necro drones, but as you've seen here, they're certainly not bad, and the most important thing, in my opinion, is the fact that they can spread the plague. They can spread our necrophage disease, which is tremendously valuable. Please don't focus on the wrong targets. So you should move to here and get him, and you should get him. Actually, does this guy have... No, this guy doesn't even have a parasite. Okay. Unfortunately, we're a little bottlenecked here. Our Battleborn are having a little bit of trouble navigating. But I think that there's a thing that happens sometimes in games where there's a sort of a disconnect between what the themes of the game, what the flavor text maybe, are telling you and what's actually true. Right? You've probably experienced this. The game's trying to tell you that some enemy is the ultimate terrifying monster, and then you go to fight them, and they're kind of a surprising pushover, and it sort of deflates the whole thing. I know some people use the phrase ludonarrative dissonance for this. But I really appreciate that the necrophages in Endless Legend really feel like the thing that the game's fiction is telling you that they are. They really do feel, I think even more than the Zerg, they really do feel like almost a living carpet of evil just advancing, unfurling over your units. We're not going to get any parasites, by the way, if we don't actually kill some units. So are all these guys properly parasited up? Well, unfortunately nobody else is in range. But yeah, like with the way the Battleborn work, the Battleborn and the proliferators, and the fact that they actually do eat the corpses, they do a really good job of dovetailing the flavor and the mechanics together to create a thing that really, it makes a lot of intuitive sense. And that's not necessarily it's not something the game needs. A game can function just fine with a huge disconnect between its theme and mechanics. Some very good games are like that. If you're a board gamer in particular, you'll probably know any game that's classified as being a European board game. The theme and the mechanics are often pretty widely divergent, but a lot of those games are still great. But it feels so much better as an experience when they fit. That's a big part of why I love Warhammer, is because I feel like in a lot of cases it is like that, where the themes and the mechanics fit really well together. Anyway, I'm not really talking about Endless Legend here. I just have a lot of thoughts about video games because I am a person who plays a lot of video games. And I hope I am a person who is reasonably thoughtful. We're actually going to have our proliferator charged. This is maybe inadvisable, but I don't see any particular reason to wait. Yeah, you can fly over there. Try to make sure that these guys on the front line die before the end of the battle, so we do indeed get our Battleborn. If you let the enemies get out of battle with the parasite, somehow they manage to get rid of it. I don't know. Maybe the parasite is actually like... I assumed that it was like laying an eggs in them or something. But maybe the parasite just hangs onto the outside and you can just like swat it off if you have a couple of free minutes. Maybe you need to, use a little fire or something. But yeah, flying units are awesome. The fact that flying units can move through enemy units and have all these they have a great extra ability to deal with cliffs and stuff, makes them really, really valuable. And the fact that the necrophage central unit is a flying unit makes their armies really difficult to control in battle. Once I figured out that the Alayi should be reliant on monks instead of seekers, I was very excited because of that very reason. So this guy has the parasite already? Is that right? Yeah, so let's hit that guy. And yeah, that guy, good call. Unfortunately, it's very difficult for me to know who's actually going to die here. I don't know, guys. Do what you can. Unfortunately, physical bottlenecks are a little bit of a problem for us because we're not really that mobile. Because our army's so heavily battleborn. If we were necro drone heavy, we wouldn't be having this problem. The plague can sort of bounce backwards through the enemy forces if you can engineer a couple of deaths in the correct hexes. But unfortunately, because the battles are only 6 turns long, it does take a long time for that kind of thing to happen. Anyway, I think Red's probably doomed, which obviously bodes very well for us. First of all, it means that we're going to be able to keep moving our faction quest along pretty quickly, which is great. Faction quest is not just about winning the game through quest victory. Obviously, it's also pretty important because it just gives you loads of free stuff. There's all kinds of great value to be had by making sure you work your faction quest. Oh no, they left him slightly alive. And our hero's targeting the other one, unfortunately. Also, our hero's actually slower than they are, so... Oh, and if the... Darn it. If the proliferator had targeted that one, he would have died and immediately coughed up a Battleborn. Okay, we got a Battleborn out of that, though, too. I guess I don't feel that bad. Come on, just somehow do 290 damage. Yeah, I think that part of the problem the AI has, one of the things that I would try to correct if I were on the team, the dev team, is the AI seems to value all of the minor factions like pretty equally. They don't often just try to pick a minor faction that's super good for their combined super well with their army. Now, in this case, I actually think they have done an okay job of that. The Kekators are decent backup for what do you call it? For these for the Broken Lords, because of the healing and the fact that Broken Lords are not good at healing naturally. Okay, well, we absolutely obliterated those guys. That was brutal. And it gets feeds on bones. His proper skills. Yeah, this third army thing is really working out, actually. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a lot of use for the +1 range. I suppose I could leave the proliferators in this army to take advantage of the fact that he's going to get +1 range. Maybe. You know what? From the wording, I'm actually not 100% sure that it works on support units. Like, it definitely should, I think, from intent. But it does say ranged unit. Oh no, I just want to merge a couple of guys out. We're just going to pass some dudes around here. Oh, they're not... No, I did that right. Alright, so we pass the proliferators over to here. Come on, go. Sometimes... Yeah, there we go. Sometimes the units are a little sticky. They don't want to change armies. Alright, we'll grab... Oh, these guys don't have any move, actually. Well, we'll just wait. Next turn we can transfer them around. But, I mean, you can see our army is growing pretty rapidly. Do I want to take this city next? It actually would be better for us to take this city, both for the deposit and because of its position. It'd be a lot easier to defend. But we're right here. And I'm nothing if not lazy. Everybody else is building stuff. Yeah, let's keep going. So it looks like red is pinning purple against the coast, but not actually having a lot of success as far as a military campaign against them goes. I sure hope this city doesn't have like 1,000,000 points of fortification. I'm gonna let this army move away if it wants to. Actually, it doesn't seem to be... I'm just going to attack it with this army, and I'm not going to bring in any reinforcements. Let's see what happens. Because these Battleborn are theoretically enough to at least do a lot of damage. Okay, we drove them to retreat. I feel okay with that. So you two, level 2 Battleborn. Let me join this army. We can't get to the city this turn if these guys are standing here making things difficult. So let's... Okay, it doesn't have a tremendous amount of fortification. Once again, we will not involve these units so as to avoid expending their action points. Because if they only have 4 units, even with 286 points of fortification, I actually feel 100% confident just attacking. And these guys honestly can just start in the other direction. We'll get this all wrapped up in the fewest turns possible. We have an army that is slightly overwhelming, I think. Okay, those guys are not in reinforcement range. Let's do this. And again, we're at the point where we don't really need to manual resolve things a lot. Oh wow, we actually lost a proliferator and didn't take the city. We maybe should have manualed that, because there's no way a proliferator should have been taking hits. I really wish that there was a battle mode where you could just set the initial positions of the units and then auto from there. Because it's not often that I need to control the whole battle, but the AI always sets the units up wrong. Not always. Very frequently sets the units up wrong. Oh, you guys have half a... Oh no, you guys have half a point of movement. I thought I clicked here. Anyway, we're making progress. We've got a rare metal foundry available. Let's do this and then this. So, Dynage should get working on that. Actually, Dynage doesn't need to get working on that. Dynage needs to get working on this. This. I'm thinking triangle like that. Yes, we'll just strategic intensifier instead of actually building the extractor. Alright, so next turn we'll take this. Even if this army comes in, at this point they have 0 fortification, so it should be pretty easy. Yeah, they're just gonna leave. Alright, so I'm going to... If you attack, I think it automatically includes everybody who's sieging. So let's just pull these guys off. Oh, do you want to fight? Because I will fight you. I have no problem with that. Maybe they're coming to the aid of this city. Things are grim for this poor guy. This city will take a moment and siege down so that we can rejoin our army. Okay, free city. So, like, that spent their action point, even though I didn't want their action point to be spent. That's frustrating. I wish it wouldn't just assume that I want to reinforce, because obviously I wouldn't have. Oh, and purple claimed a region from red. So yeah, red's on the back foot. Things are going very poorly for them all of a sudden. We have to build all of the food buildings because, of course, these dudes do not care for food. So we have 6 stockpiles we've been building up over the last couple of turns. I'm just going to use them in our 6 smallest cities. The newer cities are always going to be potentially losing food just due to the resource penalty from being so unhappy. So it's good to drop a stockpile in a new city. It keeps them from losing pop right away. And then they recover, usually, quickly enough. Miss on, and by the way, note, plus 120, despite the fact that we now have stockpile tax. So yeah, there's nothing you can do to affect the value of the recycled stockpile. Which is totally fair. The Necrophages would get very powerful through the endgame if that was not the case. This game already has a very significant snowballs. When a force starts to get ahead, they tend to stay ahead, and at least when they start to get ahead militarily, I should say specifically. So it's probably good that things work the way they do to prevent that from being even more the case. Alright, well, we can't attack them, but we can stand next to them and try to get them to attack us. Alright. So we have a lot of dust piling up. We have to figure out what we want to do with it. There's a lot of heroes available, and we have, suddenly, a lot of cities that need heroing. How many governors do we have? We have 4, so half as many as we need. Although we do have 3 generals, which is maybe pushing it. So let's try to pick up some new governors. Dust efficiency 2 is not that great. You're the expensive one. Do we want to buy this guy, actually? Because we could hold out a little bit and then purchase this unit. No, I don't think so. We don't really need another governor, or another commander, and he's not that great of a governor. Unfortunately, nobody else here is a very good governor either. Longfangs has slavery. How many of these cities that have no governor have 3 villages? Because that's where I'd like to... We can see the resources, but we can't see the village counters. We can see what faction it is, but not how many. That's annoying. Laris, Maribond, Misan, and Regsina. You have 3 villages, 3 haunts. Okay. We'll go ahead and buy Longfangs. And put him here. Any place that has 3 villages, a hero with slavery is a reasonable play. And the new region has 2. Good enough. The other Longfangs. Do I want to actually put Osek the Chosen? Influence boost 3. You know what? Yeah. Let's take Osek the Chosen and put him in a high population city. Actually, Laris seems fine. Maybe a little dangerous, given that it's on an exposed front. Let's go ahead and slap some equipment onto him real quick, just to make sure that he can play at defending the city. He can at least try. Well, that's right, we do have this sweet Vengeance of Koruk. I think it's pretty important that he actually be geared. His city seriously might come under serious attack. Alright, on this coming turn, I'm confident that we will take Morris. Maybe it'll take 2 turns of attacking, but I don't think so. Come on. And then once we've got it... Aw, they attacked before I could. Okay, well, hold on a second. Let's think about this for a moment. Alright, we've got this going. We'll buy this out as soon as we can. Actually, we probably don't have to. 4 turns is totally fine. In Misan, let's just make another proliferator, maybe? Because we would like a new proliferator. This we'll buy out when we can. How expensive is that? 1831. Alright. Yeah, we need another proliferator. We lost one of ours, and it's nice to have 2. Okay, well, let's do it. Yeah, auto. It's a force built, mostly a Battleborn. They're just gonna run at the enemy. I'm not too concerned about what exactly happens. There you go. Okay, armies with, or units with, battles is the word I want. Battles with big armies can be a little tedious to resolve. I'm not sad about having to go to that. Okay, again, it's a force of Battleborn. They're just going to run screaming toward the opponents. Alright, we're successful. We have received the incubation orb, which sucks, but will be used for our quest. We are doomed. Doomed to be nothing more than unthinking killing machines. I have seen the evidence. The Endless made us to be killers, and they made us well. My hope that we might become something more than our nature lies in ruin. Karis's degeneration into savagery is complete. Nothing occupies his mind other than the next fight, the next feed. We're killers. And I have found peace with that. We are what we are, and we will survive. The eggs that we will scatter to the darkest corner of this land will see to that. Before that, though, our numbers must fall until only the strongest, most ferocious, and most tenacious stalk our hives. Only then will we ensure that the gene line is ready for the challenges that await on the other side of the long winter. Starvation, banishment, the sacrifice of the weak and feeble to feed the strong. The methods don't matter, only the outcome. Cruel, the hindlegs might say, but cruel is still better than dead. Before we slaughter, though, we must rebuild. A factory chamber that can replicate this endless incubator, this strange machine that will keep our eggs out of time's grasp, must be constructed. As I listen now, the hive is preternaturally quiet. My broodlings know change is coming. Soon, though, soon it will ring with 1,000 sounds of industry. And after it will ring with the shrieks of the dying. Okay, so we have to assimilate 2 minor factions. Well, that's pretty trivial. And we'll get this, the ability to make this thing that gives us plus 100 XP when recruiting a unit. So it's not a bad idea to have units be high level. We've discussed that before, and obviously those sorts of buildings are a good way to make sure that you're recruiting high level dudes. But unfortunately, we sort of don't have the time to care about that sort of thing. Oh, I need pearls. I need a pearl. Who sees a pearl? You. Fetch. And for now, I guess just make food. Make food buildings. What are you focused on right now? Yeah, that's fine. Let's throw the new city a... Yeah, this is the only city that's going to lose population right now. The other cities will get there as they keep building food buildings. You know, things will turn around. Okay. So we haven't actually started single core research yet. Let's give that a break. Go back and get Native District. And then we'll assimilate something. I don't know what. It doesn't actually matter, probably. That's a pretty good looking city. Should we hit that next? You know what? Let's go left and try to, like, sweep up this side and then just right across their whole empire. Well, I guess if I do that, though, I'm leaving Laris a little bit more open than I'd like. We don't have to bring all of our armies to the front to fight, and in fact, let's try to move you up to the front. Go. It's not actually moving. He sees that I've planned moving for me. He's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll get around to that. I'll do it eventually. Don't worry. Actually, we may not have to worry about attacks from this side because purple may be enough of a distraction for them. We still haven't finished Master of Luxury. You know, we just never have a good opportunity. Unfortunately, luxury boosters are going to be really tough because we just don't... We're getting cities so quickly. The cost of using a luxury booster is really shooting up. Alright, the capital can build a plow factory. That would be a nice thing to have, now that it has completed its triangle. We're getting pretty close on this triangle, so let's start building out for it. You don't have to build triangles. There are a couple of shapes that are really good, and I haven't really talked about the various city shaping strategies. We'll probably get into that quite a bit during the Ardent Mages, because those guys are coming up soon. Alright, I don't think we can reach him with any of our armies this turn. Yeah, let's just move to here. Oh, we can reach him. Oh, wait, this... Oh, this is a Wings of Ruin thing. Okay, whatever. Yeah, let's fight. Go for it, guys. They ran. I wish I could say I was surprised. You notice that our units aren't actually super good at sieging. I don't know how the fortification damage of units is determined. If each unit has their own values, or if it's completely derived, or what's going on. So it's possible there's stuff we could be doing. There are certainly trinkets you can equip that will speed that up. I don't care quite enough to do that. Oh, I already applied his thing and I just didn't hit dismiss, I guess. Alright, well, we're gonna keep moving on the faction. Are we on... Where's step 7 of our faction quest? We may actually be able to win a quest victory. It might be faster than winning one of the military victories. Our army is too large and effective for me to actually try. So let's move him to the front here. If these guys want to fight, it can be him they fight with. Let's maybe not actually go to... Alright. There we go. Now I feel comfortable walking adjacent. And also, look at all the siege. So we'll start with these guys. They changed their minds. Wait, we want to take it back. Actually, let's have these guys do a little pearl mop up and stay over here in case counterattack occurs. But now that we have enough pearls, let's get this going. You know what? This city doesn't really have that much industry, so we'll probably have to buy this out. That's fine. We certainly have the dust. Do I want to run this guy up here to serve in these armies, or do I want to just garrison him? No, let's head up. Oh, yeah, that's right. Chisas is going to tear through these first couple burrows, and unfortunately, you can't queue burrows, which is a little annoying. We're getting pretty close on this city, too. Actually, I guess not. 34 turns to the next birth. Although part of that is that there's a bunch of basic infrastructure that they're just missing. Alright. The new cities are slowly getting their food tech up. I guess the citizens all move into the old Broken Lord's housing, and then they're like, wait a second, we don't have kitchens. How did this happen? They're really bringing in a lot of people. Alright, Longfangs, you are going to pick up governor skills. Yeah, they're bringing in a lot of guys from a lot of places to fight with us, but I don't know that more soldiers is really a good solution to the problem that they're having at this moment. This is primarily a problem of effectiveness, one which is solved by having better troops, not more numerous troops. Well, let's see if they'll fight us. A little bit. Somehow we didn't get a Battleborn out of that, despite having a proliferator in the fight. The AI just does not. It does not control your troops in an ideal fashion. Alright, everybody's working. And we have finished our research, so let's get some guys assimilated. What options do we have? Yeah, let's go for this, plus science. Also, somehow we got to enough resources to actually pop a booster. Okay, now obviously it'll be a little bit easier for us logistically if the armies are larger. So let's deal with that. For some reason there's an unclaimed territory over here. I guess there were only 2 civilizations actually on this side of the world because the cultists start over here too. And Red just hasn't had the time to expand all the way over there. They claimed an impressive amount of territory, but they couldn't get everything. So they're going to attack us now. They've run out of fortification. They've run out of time. Reach the exact number of 8 population in Regsina. Oh, so they want me to sacrifice people. Alright. We may as well do this. Get XP on our heroes. Let's throw a food stockpile in the city that's still losing food. And then let's, after Signal Corps, we'll go ahead and we'll pick up the sacrifice ability. Yep, you got it, buddy. Let's fight. And we obliterated them without losing a single unit. Not even our hero died. Okay, so I think that being the case, we can just take the city, right? I don't think that that army over there will be able to defend it. Okay, well, let's... Hold on. We have a lot of decisions to make. Our armies are really leveling quickly. Okay, this guy's the governor of Dynetch. He should keep working toward winter immunity, because that is a thing that is extremely valuable. Ozek the Chosen can get these skills that help us with... I apologize. If I'm clicking through the hero skills too quickly, please do leave a comment and say so. I'm definitely not explaining all of my rationale, because I'm assuming a little bit of familiarity, but that may not be the case. People are probably watching this series with the aim of getting better, which means that they may not know all of the things already. We should probably build markets, any place that we can build markets, because approval is important. And we're managing. Our empire approval value is not really that poor. Maribond gets this food stockpile as well, because its population is low. And we can afford to do this. Yeah, everything's going pretty well for us. Our engine is spinning up nicely. In this case, our engine is mostly murder-based, whereas in a lot of civilizations it's more of a SimCity thing. And Himoon, of course, as always... Oh, we've actually run out of glass steel. I actually ran through all of the glass steel. Well, it'll do. Whatever, we're fine. So... I mean, we could just go grab that city next, right? Let's march that way. Oh, that's a cliff. You can get to here. You can actually get adjacent. Yeah, we'll just sort of bisect their empire, and then we'll fall back this way. We'll leave a garrison up here, and then we'll fall back this way and fight. Okay, there's a lot of units in here. 8 units plus 5 in that army there. There's a significant garrison. I don't really want to attack them with 300 points of fortification. Hopefully, we'll be able to wear that down pretty quickly. Who still has move? Oh, you guys. And... oh yes, this lone Necrodrone. You know, I don't know if flying units get benefit from roads. I would think so, but I guess there's not really a reason to think that. They have so much extra speed in the first place that it probably simulates the fact that they don't need the terrain, so they may not get the benefit of roads because they're they're already so fast, they don't really need it. Of course, keep the spices rolling. Of course, get Mining Authority, because Mining Authority gets us extra resources from our extractors, and that is a thing of obvious value to us. I think I'm just going to do this, honestly. We probably need the approval, but our costs have risen tremendously. Okay, this is big. This is going to be some actual dead units. Let's make sure these guys come in next, because we want that proliferator on the field as soon as possible. Okay. Glorious, glorious success. We lost a bunch of units that don't matter at all, and we killed a ton of their guys. So you can actually just merge right into here. And let's put one more Battleborn from this army up into that one, because we want to free up a slot in Feeds on Bones' army to take the proliferator. And we have not been very careful about making sure that Feeds on Bones' army is the front army. We do have to do that. The city is a strange shape, and it's not... it's a terrible shape. All of these things are level 1. All of them. So we could build along here and upgrade quite a lot of the districts, and I think that's what we're going to do. Remember, a district is level 2 if it has 4 other districts adjacent. So by building here and here, we make this one level 4. Then we build here, and it makes that level 4. And this level 4. And then we build here, and it makes this one level 4. We'll basically be making a level 4 district every time we build a district. Oh, we didn't find anything. Now we're really screwed. I suppose cryometric monitors gotta go somewhere. The city has a fair number of anomalies. Should be fine. I suppose we can... Oh, there's a cliff there. Alright. Well, let's start moving these guys back toward this city. They can probably come up here and provide a little bit of defense. I don't know how much army Red has left. It's probably pretty significant because Red has a very large and varied empire. So they have a lot of resources, a lot of production capability. Fighting larger enemies is always going to be harder. Oh, you're going to start... or they just finished building a Guardian, I guess. I thought they were about to start. It doesn't matter. Guardians are not that scary. The AI respects them more than it needs to, I think. It considers them to be extremely great when they are manifestly not that. Okay, it looks like we're going to proliferate her into this army for now, just so that it's not sitting out by itself. And we want to attack that guy if we can. It's good to attack Guardians directly. Let's attack here. Damn cliff. We will not include... Well, no, let's go ahead and include reinforcements. They're just going to retreat. It's whatever. I don't agree that that was the outcome of that battle. Hold on a second. We're gonna reload here. Yeah, that's we're gonna load the autosave and actually do that battle manually, because I don't think that that's a possibility. What happened there? I suppose it does have to be noted that the Guardian is not going to fall to disease. Guardians are immune to debuffs, so you can't disease the Guardian and run him out that way, but you can just have everybody focus him down. It doesn't take that long to kill them. They're not that tough. They only have a couple thousand HP. I don't know. It's very strange. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try that again on manual control and see what happens. My suspicion is that the AI played out the battle in a way that caused my guys to never attack. Something like it got my army stuck in a bottleneck and then just couldn't path out or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see how differently it unfolds when I do it myself. Oh, they started things. Okay, well, fine. Oh, except my proliferators kind of not merged into the battle. Whatever, it's fine. We'll figure it out. So let's all start in aggressive positions. There's no reason for us not to be right on top of them. Okay. These guys have a lot of health. There's no two ways about that. This guy has 4 move. So the question is, do we try to bring down the Guardian first? Is this the first thing we care about? We actually don't have that much damage. He doesn't have that much defense, though. I guess we're going to hit for half damage against him a lot. You also see stuff like this where they're spreading out the attacks a little bit, I think, unnecessarily. Let's just maul this guy. The Guardian's going to get to attack us this turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and hit. Yeah. He has the flood ability. And Tsunami Charge deals damage to the target and opponents in a cone up to 1 tile per movement point spent. Ah, okay. And he does 290 damage. So probably what happened is my forces didn't move themselves in a way that was conducive to survival. Because it would definitely be possible to take a lot of damage from that cone thing. Alright, let's plan on surrounding this guy. We'll let the Guardian come in. And we shall take from him whatever damage he deals this turn, and then we'll figure things out after that. For right now, we're going to act as though our only real concern is murdering this guy. Yeah, you're probably fine there. Alright, and I did that manual movement thing because I wanted my units to be off of the reinforcement flags as much as possible. Okay, so the Water Guardian didn't really get to use his charge attack, which is pretty good for us, because this would have been the turn where he's going to use the most movement, unless the rest of the battle he spends charging around, like moving as far as possible into awkward positions, which I guess is not a terrible strategy. Why do the Necrodrones always decide the best thing they could be doing is attacking somebody on the wrong side of the battlefield? Man, do I really only have... These are Necrodrome 2s. I gotta upgrade my units, man. My units are not good right now. Yeah, fall back. Let's start pelting this guy. Everybody in my army has terrible damage. Okay. 477. Wait, 477? His damage is 290. What's damage and a half? Yeah, 477's damage and a half. He just of course nailed the 20% super high damage roll. Because I don't think it actually is 20%, is what it is. Units that have that 80-20 damage table roll that high damage value far more often than 20% of the time. 550. 550 shouldn't be possible. Something's going on with the damage values. I saw somebody commented on the video where the enemy damage values were wrong, where the enemies were dealing damage that was way off of the table. That maybe morale had something to do with it, but morale does not affect damage. It just affects attack and defense. An attack affects which value on the table you roll, but it doesn't affect how the values are calculated. The values are only calculated based off of your damage stat. So what happened is that this guy is generating extra damage. Oh no, he has a damage thing. Yeah, he does more damage if he moved. Okay, that's what it is. Fair enough. Keep spreading the disease, little fellows. Yeah, my units just need upgrades. It's turn 121 and I'm attacking with guys who have like 80 damage. That's pretty bad. So yeah, I've said before that I don't think Guardians are a tremendous value. I think they're, generally speaking, they're very bad relative to the cost. But we're having a problem here where my units literally just don't have the stats to fight with a Guardian. And that is entirely down to my units being very poorly upgraded. I have not been keeping up with the tech. I mean, part of it is Battleborn. Like, I don't actually have a tremendous amount of control over the Battleborn stats. But like the Necrodrones and stuff are still Necrodrone 2 with probably titanium weapons, is my guess. So we have to fix that problem. You'll notice, though, we are doing a lot better in this battle than the AI did. We've already, I think, killed more units than the AI killed in their big climactic thing. That's interesting that he would run away instead of fighting the low health unit that's right on top of him. It's turn 6. That was his last chance to do damage before the end of the battle, and he just elected to do nothing. Because I could maybe see this play if it was some kind of setup move, but he can't set up for things. It's the last turn. Okay, so unfortunately we got very few kills, but we did get more than the 0 that the AI got. What was it, 3? We killed one of their stalwarts. Okay. Alright, so let's try to move our armies back into some kind of sensible position here. Alright, so you should get a proliferator, and you should get this. Fun sound, always not gross. Let's see, what else do we have? We're actually pretty short on backup units because I've been building infrastructure for a long time. So let's start you guys moving up to the front. We need to buy back Zoya and just throw her on this army. Restore. It's such a trivial cost. I kind of wonder why they even make you pay. I guess it's not a trivial cost if your battle's going poorly. For a player who's losing, it does matter, and maybe it's an important valve for making sure that players who are losing can't just get back in the game trivially by rebuying heroes all the time. Equip a hero, make them really powerful, and then use the low-cost rebuy if one existed. So this army didn't get to participate in that battle at all. We still have our action point. I think we're gonna... Do I want to fight... I can't fight the Guardian. I have no move. Also, somehow I didn't search this ruin. Let's do that real quick. Thumbs up. Stiletto of the Delvers. Hey, look at that. A two-handed axe that actually will probably be quite useful on our military necrophage hero. Okay, so yeah. The problem we're having is that our units are out of date. Let's see if we can fix these designs. So what are these guys rolling? Yep, titanium. Because we don't actually have a lot of income of our better gear. That's right, that's why. I wasn't able to afford the upgrades. Well, we're running out of... we're running way behind, basically. We should have much higher values by this point in the game. So let's have a look. 24 attack, 34 damage. We actually would be better off just going to dust. We'd be much better off going to this, but we still actually can only afford to equip very few units this way. Well, let's make this the design. What are we bringing in per turn here? 3.5? 4? Alright. Let's make this the design. Upgrade 2, because we can afford to do that. And then... change the design to use the other resource. And we can upgrade 2 more this way. So you have 1. Yeah. And you have 1 more. Oh, I didn't upgrade their armor, though. Dummy. Because they could be using significantly better armor. Man, everything about them is so out of date. I'm really embarrassed at how poorly I've managed this army. You know, a big part of it, in my defense, is that I've playing these games over such a long period, sometimes with several days between recording episodes. I just don't remember what we were doing from moment to moment. So now I have to switch back to the other weapon so that I can retrofit these guys who desperately need to be retrofitted. Then my heroes are apparently using embarrassingly out-of-date armor. And let's, on him, also get... He has army attack boost, so we can afford to put damage boost on him. Army damage boost. Army health boost. Army initiative boost. And improved personal damage or improved personal life. Let's go for damage. And this is 18 mithrite, which is maybe unrealistic. How expensive is mithrite on the market right now? Fairly expensive, actually. There's exactly 18, but it would cost me thousands of dust to buy. So let's not with that at this moment. Still, he's much better than he was a moment ago. And how about you? You are less out of date, because we hired you more recently. So let this be a lesson to you kids. Remember to upgrade your damn armies. He has attack boost 3, so we don't need to... all this stuff is still good. We actually don't have enough glass steel for that. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just give him this stuff. Nope. We'll give him personal improved damage. There we go. Okay. And then we're out of money. But our units are a little bit better. We still need to upgrade the proliferators. But I think I am going to do this. He retreated. It said draw. Did I auto that? I shouldn't have. It shouldn't have autoed. I may have had it set to auto. Never mind. It's not a big deal. The important thing is assign hero. Get this vaulter back out there and let's move. Alright, so make sure that move is keyed in. Mash the button like crazy when the turn starts, and it probably won't matter. Start getting science going here. So the largest cities that are science-focused actually could make use of one of those trinkets. Like, I know I have at least 1 or 2 large cities that are entirely science-focused. Yeah, we have Laris, which is mostly science-focused. Here we go. Rigsina's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Rigsina does not have a governor. Never mind. Can't equip a trinket. Can't equip a trinket because there's nobody to equip it to. Well, we'll get there. One thing at a time. Let's finish building out this triangle, and then we'll build the Advanced Alchemy Lab. Obviously, our scientific progress is coming along pretty rapidly. We're going to get Demanding Gods next turn, which will allow us to move our faction quest along. We probably should consider building some hernas. We have them assimilated, not entirely for that purpose. Also, you know, the attack penalty, or the attack bonus is nice. But, we need to make sure that we actually have some ranged units. Might end up being a big deal. Looks like it's kind of ending up being a big deal. Yep, and of course, they attacked us shortly before our next army could come into range. Despite the fact that they should not have a way of knowing that. So what do we want next? Well, we could pick up more food tech. And it's not a terrible idea necessarily. There's nothing we can really do to help the strength of our Battleborn, unfortunately, as far as I know. That's the thing that I would be most interested in doing. Well, I guess let's keep pushing science. See how quickly we can get to Tier 2 Adamantian gear. Okay, manual, offensive, let's do this. So obviously, he's not attacking me with 1 unit because he wants to attack me with 1 unit. He's attacking me with 1 unit because he intends to bring in his Guardian as reinforcements. So, let's first of all make sure that we have a proliferator in position to kill that guy. At least, hit that guy. And then we're going to have as many of our units start as far forward as possible. First of all, because by flattening out, we avoid taking too much damage from that cone-shaped attack. And secondly, because obviously we want to commit super hard on that guy. I think our poor hero is not going to get to do anything. He's going to die right away. Oh, they attacked us with a single unit and then did not bring in the Guardian. Well, that's the Endless Legend AI for you. Sometimes it does things like this. So I guess we'll just kill this guy and get a free Battleborn out of it, which I do not oppose. And I guess we got a little bit of health, a little bit of regen there. Alright, plus damage. This is the thing. This is the skill that I really love ranged heroes for. There's lots of good things about ranged heroes, but the plus damage is the best thing, no doubt. Okay. So shall we have at this guy? And we do have to kill it. He actually does have to die. We need to take care of it. It's going to hurt us more than it would hurt in most games. Again, because of the fact that we have such poor equipment on our units. I've been rolling through violence and overwhelming numbers, mostly. Okay, let's murder a bunch of dudes. Okay. It says it reached the exact number of 8 population. I don't know if it means 8 total citizens, because you can see we have 9 due to the one from the village, or if it means 8 city population. We'll hit end turn this way and see if it counts it, and if it doesn't, then we'll kill one more. Okay, advanced alchemy lab time, and actually we can move you to this. Alright, a lot of these cities are now pushing up to the point where we definitely... Actually, you know what? Let's make the triangle include this space. It's going to be a little awkward. It's going to press up against the zone border, but it will level up this space. That does not increase the rate at which it gathers resources, but it does cause it to give 10 extra science, which is awfully nice. And Dynage can stay production focused while we pound out the districts. You are kind of a weird shape. We can't actually make Necrodrones now because the design is too expensive. We can make a new crappier design. Let's start building orcs, actually. I'm going to build a bunch of orcs. I'm going to leave them at base equipment for now, and then we'll retrofit them if we actually need them. But I want to have ranged units available. They can at the very least function to... Oh, actually, no, the city needs burrows still. They can at the very least function to defend our cities. Because ranged units are great at defense. It takes forever for the AI to actually get to your units sometimes because it doesn't always set up its army positions very well. Let's do it. He retreated. The first royal deluge. Well, okay. I'm counting that as a win. That's a lot of HP we don't have to worry about. What an incredibly bad play. Alright. Let's see if our faction quest actually does move forward. Obviously, we're going to take out this Guardian before we end the video. This is now my quest. Yes, that was good enough. 30 Mithrite. Nice. Well, shoot. I wish I had paid attention to the fact that I was going to get 30 Mithrite, because I should really equip this guy. Okay, well, we'll do it after the battle. What else happened? Ozek the Chosen has gotten some levels. We are barreling toward winter immunity because... Actually, we're not going to make it before the winter ends, probably. Alright. The winters draw ever longer, and I foresee a time when the planet will be scoured of all life. Before that time comes, we will swarm the surface, lay waste to all those whose paths we cross, and set the seeds of our descendants in the halls of ancient places. There they may find some respite from the coming storm. Whatever happens, we will raise armies without equal, And even if every last mortal dies, at least the stars will witness how the necrophage swarmed Orica, sweeping aside all who stood in their way. We were made to kill, and so we will kill. We are the necrophage. Alright, so build the Givers of Remembrance in one of your cities and enter Tech Era 4. Well, we are in Tech Era 4. And this is the Givers of Remembrance thing. So we gotta get a hold of a little bit more Hyperion. We could wait 2 turns or we could buy it. I think we'll probably wait 2 turns. Hold on. You? Calm down. Let's take a quick look at this. I mean, I was gonna try to do some math on which city has the most industry, but it has to be this one, right? So, Givers of Remembrance, what are we estimating? 4 turns of build? How expensive would the would the Hyperion be? 4 Hyperion is a lot of... 4 Hyperion is 1 turn income. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it now. Let's get moving. We have a vacancy in the build pattern of the city, so why not take care of it? Take advantage of it right now. And then we actually have a ton of cities that don't have a thing. So Dinedge, let's... Wait, that's not where I want to put that. I'm all discombobulated. This is my triangle. Is this city... This city's at 5. So no. This city has lots of other things it needs to build first. I'm trying to click out of the city view. But the screen is so dense with my regions that I'm just clicking into further cities. And then once we have that, I think it would be reasonable to build the Alchemy Lab. What else? Morris and Himun. Well, this city needs... We must have taken it when it was very new. That would be a good thing to have. Alright, talk to me again when those things are done. And Himun... you know what? Himun's doing kind of a snake-shaped thing. Let's build some orcs here for the plan. My grand plan. Alright, so this is all set. Now it is time to finish this, this Water Guardian off. So our proliferators are not very good in this battle, unfortunately. There's nothing we can do about that. It's just the way things are. Let's put, guys... this is kind of tricky. We want to flatten out our formation as much as possible so that he doesn't get a lot of value out of the cone shape of his attacks. But we actually can't. We actually don't have that option. We have too many units and too narrow a place in which to deploy them. So I think what I'm going to do is just... Yeah, I mean... Let's do this, I guess. Oh, and he didn't... His armies abandoned him. Well... He'll get 1 or 2 turns of good attacks here. Okay, 262 is a pretty good counterattack. So yeah, this guy's damaging charge, which I did look over. It does give him plus 25% damage if he moves, plus another 10% per movement point spent. So it's actually pretty good. You see, my guys are rolling that. They have that good attack table, and they're rolling the number a lot more frequently than 20% of the time. I'm pretty certain that there's a display glitch with the table, and it's not actually 80-20. I feel confident of that. But I could be wrong. I could be just observing a streak in the randomness. Humans are notorious for doing that. Okay, so we traded a Necrodrone for that guy. I'm fine with it. Are you joking? This is a terrible idea. Did you see what we just did? Alright, Feeds on Bones is killing it. We're gonna give his units more defense. Najne Zoya getting extra damage on her army. Things are actually... I know it looked bad, we lost a lot of units in very quick succession there, but I actually think things are really going well. All things considered. Stuff is going pretty well. Alright. That feels pretty great. That's a good item. Plus 72 damage, plus 30% damage. Yeah. So I was complaining about armies having our guys having damage numbers like in the 80s. You see this 194? This is what I want to see. I want to see numbers that are significantly in excess of that horrible, horrible thing we were doing earlier. Alright, so let's get a move on. Obviously, we can't attack the city this turn. And I would if we could, because I do think that we have enough damage to overcome that fortification, but here we go. And yeah, the fortification damage on our army has gone up significantly, so whatever it's derived from, it's something that's affected by all that re-gearing we just did. Alright, let's see if we can push into the next part of our faction quest. Actually, we're pretty close to the end of this thing. Imperial funding is done. How many? 3 more? Well, we should pick up the food techs even though we can't use them now. Or, let's pick this up. I don't know how much we need this, but we are taking over a lot of land very quickly, and I'm not really scanning it all for resources because I'm lazy. So, we'll just grab that. And, I suppose... yeah, we'll figure it out later. We have a lot of cities doing a lot of things. I think it's probably a good idea to build necro drones when we can afford to. This one has a pretty good manufacturing base, right? Yeah. So let's get a necro drone. Top priority. The army needs resupply. And I mean, the army needs to actually finish upgrading. The proliferators are still on very poor stats. But one thing at a time. Scathlon doesn't even have right-of-way. Dinedge is not finished with its triangle yet. Okay. So we're getting pretty late in the game, it's worth noting. Turn 125 is fairly late. You'll notice, for once, our score isn't so terrible, although I do want to... okay, yeah. Whatever, take it back, that's fine. We'll just take it back from you. Okay, we obliterate them, as expected. Then we take the city. Yeah, they're going to, unfortunately, take back Morris, and there's not really anything we can do about that. I can't get my armies back fast enough to stop them, I don't think. So I think what we're going to do is just, well, I suppose we only need... oh man, we produced a lot of guys there. Hold on. Let me move some of these Battleborn out of here. Looks like we're back to having more units than we can really realistically hold. I only really need to, I suppose, leave one army behind to take Tural. So, how fast? This army is reasonably fast. How many turns are we talking about? It's not that far away. Let's go. One of our armies can fall back and focus on that. You can go to here. Let these guys know that they are not welcome. These long campaigns of conquest have this problem. Do they really have a They haven't even figured out how to pacify all their villages. You guys are doing a terrible job of managing your empire. I will do much better. Your people, really, it's cruel to your people for you not to just surrender to me. Buildings, get all the stuff. Also, probably this should happen because we're using, we're creating a lot of havoc and a lot of violence. Is anybody else losing food? Okay, so that'll keep us buoyed up for the winter at least, and then we'll just throw a couple more on the smaller cities. It's fine. Maribond and Morris are the ones that really need it. After a certain level of city growth, you end up having to put You have to end up putting citizens on food because your city's not actually producing enough food, but that's something that's maybe in so distantly in the future. Did I give food to Golquin? I did. Yeah, we're fine. That's something that's so distantly in the future that it's not to be worried about right now. Obviously, violence. I will not include that army or this army. Auto-resolve. Yeah, they run away. I don't care enough to chase them with these guys. Actually, if they're just going to move adjacent to me, never mind, I will. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have to eat the financial penalty for the moment. Wow. They reproduced their entire militia. I thought it would take a couple of turns for that. I thought it would be like one unit per turn. Apparently that's not how it works. Okay. That's fine. We'll send back a second army to make sure this happens. And for some reason, there's unsearched ruins. Oh, wow. That's handy. So, I don't know where they're going. Seems to me that they've definitely made an error in judgment. Guys, just keep leveling up, learning skills. We have so many heroes that we're seeing levels almost every turn, just from growth XP. Okay, good time for you to become winter immune. Does that grant her any extra moves right now? Gives her one. She can get over here and help the siege. Unfortunately, this army, like I said, it's just going to be bloated for a turn. There's nothing we can do about it. Alright, now is a good time to build this here. And I think we'll go ahead and build food buildings. I know that we're using army resources to build plow factories, but I'm less concerned now than I was before. We've regained the upper hand, and I've immediately become overconfident. Like, instantly. It took no time at all. Remember, this city only needs to get to 8 population to host its triangle because it gained a special borough. Actually, we could even go only to 6 if we built a luxury intensifier on here and made this the base of the triangle. Alright, I'd like to get this next part of our faction quest complete, and then we'll call the end of the video. I know it's been a little bit of a long one, but I've been enjoying myself. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Go. Where are you going? What is your plan, sir? If I attack him from this side, I'm pretty sure I get to pull in those guys as reinforcements. Yep, they're just in range. Oh, also, we did this. Karis has to get to 9. Okay. Let's see where he's at on that, actually. So I want to have this ready. I don't know that we'll necessarily take it on the next level. It'll depend on what the winter timer looks like. You can go ahead and work up toward the top of the tree as well. Okay, that's what I thought would happen. I figured they would flee like cowards. War defense for everybody. And Longfangs gets his level as well. More health regen for everybody. Everybody in the region. So how are we doing on Karis? He is currently level 5. That is unacceptable. How are we going to get him a lot of levels really quickly? Well, I guess we return him to combat. You can increase the amount of... Sorry, I didn't look at... He's in Chisos, right? You can increase the amount of XP they get per turn by pumping up their... the size of their garrison. Yeah, let's just, I guess, pump the city garrison up to max size. Building stuff in the city also gives them XP, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How much do these guys cost to buy out? 862. What? For an unequipped... Okay. Well, I guess that's as it is. There's nothing I can really do about it, but it's strange. I honestly don't know what I want to build here. Let's get stockpile tech. More military units. I don't know that more military units will really be beneficial. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick up more military units, I guess. We'll change the design of our necro drones to take advantage of the adamantium that we just picked up. We don't really need to update the proliferators. They're doing an okay job. And this will allow me to build a couple of these guys, so that'll be this city's focus for a couple of turns. Make that happen. And you guys... How many pearls do we have right now? Just 16? Let's build for that eventuality. We have to actually pick up some more pearls so that we can execute on the brilliant plan of... Ooh. We may have to resolve this right now. So we have to deal with that army over there. Can I do this in a way that doesn't leave me in the city there? That's ideal. I'm sure we can handle 3 units with just the one army. Alright, well, we're going to have a very busy couple of turns here. He's got another army incoming, but slowly. Theoretically, we should be able to deal with these guys. I might even be able to turn this army around this coming turn. Alright, well that's going to be it for this episode. As soon as I finish building stuff, if you guys are enjoying the series, please like or subscribe or whatever, you know, do that stuff. You guys can probably focus entirely on science. I don't know exactly what my plan is here, but we're going to try to get a quest victory, or we're going to try to get through the faction quest, but I just don't know that it's going to happen. That's a lot of leveling up to gain. And we still have this and then another thing, and then we would have to do the 5-part victory quest. It would probably end up being faster just to build the Temple of the Earth's Core. I don't know. We'll see if it's feasible. The other thing we might want to do is just a supremacy victory. Take find Red's capital, take it, go for peace, and then find Purple's capital and take it. But anyway, I have a good feeling about it. Come back next time. Maybe we can wrap this up right then. We'll see you then.